What do a hint of a French touch and a ground-shaking explosions have in common? Correct. The concentrated power of a Pokemon of the type Psycho and, since Generation 5, also the type Fairy. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce Gardevoir, a Pokemon with a kind of French pronunciation. That's the French touch I've been speaking of. Well, yeah. Anyway, it has been with us since the Pokemon games Ruby, Sapphire and Emerald and has the number 282 in the Pokédex. So it is a Pokemon from the Hoenn region. In Pokemon Unite, it's currently the newest and, to be honest, the only new addition since the game's release. Gardevoir plays in the category of attackers and can cause a lot of damage to the opponents with different Psycho, Shock and Explosion attacks, especially in the end development. But enough beating around the bush. My name's Kay and welcome to my channel, which is all about Pokemon Unite and Nintendo games of all kinds. This guide is one of many that are available and will follow, so let's make a bet right now. If you can go into battle in Pokemon Unite after watching this video with tips and tricks for Gardevoir, then leave a subscribe and a like. Deal? Deal. So with that out of the way, let's get right into Gardevoir's guide. With that said, let's have a look at Gardevoir. Difficulty from Pokemon Unite, it's intermediate and it's a ranged attacker and uses special attack damage. Like you can see, offense 4.5 stars, endurance only 1.5, like mobility, scoring has 3 and support again 1.5. That's the kind of gameplay we have to expect with Gardevoir. It's mainly making huge amount of damage and then have some chances to score and to devastate the whole Pokemon team. Let's have a look at the evolution and the moveset. Like you can see, we start with Ralts at level 1 and then evolve at level 6 to Killia, with the final evolution at level 10 to Gardevoir. And the moves we have to our disposal are Confusion and Teleport. Let's start with Confusion. Like you can see, Confusion attacks straight in the designated direction, and then we have Teleport, which is a dash and has to use a warp to the designated area, increasing the damage dealt by 1 basic attack after warping. That simply means that this is the boosted attack. Let's have a look at Confusion first. It's always the move you should pick at first, so you have some kind of damage ability. In this case, when you use your base attack, you see every third attack is a boosted one, and with Confusion you have a very large line of attack which hits multiple Pokemon in its line. Then you obviously take Teleport. Teleport gives you the ability of a small dash, and it always prepares the next attack to be a boosted one. Like you see here, this attack hits, I use Teleport, it's again boosted, and I have some more damage boost to hit the Pokemon in the early game to level up faster. Because that's the way to fight with Gardevoir and get these levels early on. At level 6, when we evolve to Killia, we have the choice between Psyshock and Future Sight. Psyshock attacks a designated location 3 times, and this move's cooldown is reduced each time one of these attacks hits an opposing Pokemon. It's upgraded at level 12 to Psyshock Plus, and it also increases the damage this move deals each time one of its attacks hits. On the other side, we have Future Sight. This sets a delayed explosion. When the explosion hits an opposing Pokemon, it reduces this move's cooldown. At level 12, we here again get the Future Sight Plus ability. This gives us an instant reset of the ability. Like, you hit and you have an instant reset. That's amazing. At level 6, we have Psyshock available. With Psyshock, you have a fairly large distance you can aim, and when putting the attack down, it hits at the designated spot 3 times. And the important thing is, if you use Psyshock and you move, the distance between Psyshock and you always stays the same. So it's an amazing ability. If someone is chasing you down, you can put it right next to you and it always will hit the following Pokemon. Or of course, you can place it far away and stay in safe distance while dropping down the attacks. Like it was said, every time Psyshock hits, the cooldown gets a little bit down and you can use it fairly quick again. The second ability we have is Future Sight. With Future Sight, you can aim quite far away, and like the description said, it's a delayed explosion. So you put it down, wait a moment, and then the attack hits. In difference to Psyshock, we have to pre-aim a little bit or to know or anticipate where the enemy will go. So it's important, especially for the Plus variant, to know where the opponent is going so we can have instant cooldown reduction and we can use this move all along and every time we want to use it. And at level 8, we can select between Psychic and Moonblast. Let's have a look at Psychic first. After hitting an opposing Pokemon or traveling its maximum distance, this attack deals damage over to the opposing Pokemon in the area of effect and decreases the movement speed for a short time. The upgrade is granted at level 14 and it reduces this move's cooldown. And on the other hand, we have Moonblast, and this is 100% the pick you have to take. This attack has extremely long range and it stuns the enemy Pokemon for about 1.5 seconds. So you have to pre-aim, but if it hits, you have an amazing possibility to strike then with Psyshock or with Moonblast. At level 14, we also get a shield when this move is used. Now let's have a look at Psychic. Psychic has a fairly large range, and when it travels down the way, it creates an area of effect field where you have some more damage, and it helps you in group fights to clear the farm faster or to have more damage supplied to the enemy Pokemon. So with this beast, we can hit it, and you see we have some AoE damage, which helps us to provide some more punch to the pack. The second ability we have at our disposal is Moonblast. Like you see, we have quite a far range, and when it hits the Pokemon will get stunned for about a second, and it's a perfect combination to use Moonblast and then hit with either Future Sight or Psyshock, and in this case I haven't hit Moonblast, but you know what's about. So with this combination you can use it, hit it, stun, and then try to hit the second attack, and that's the perfect combination with Moonblast. That's why I always prefer to use it, because the stun is so important to use and to fight properly. And at level 10, with the evolution to Gardevoir, we get our Unite move Fairy Singularity. This is an attack which warps the space in the designated area, drawing in all opposing Pokemons. This shoves and deals damage to opposing Pokemon the instant the warped space disappears. So what does that mean? If you have a big team fight, you can put this Unite move to use, suck in all enemy Pokemon and hit them once. Like imagine this move fighting over Dreadnought or Zapdos. It's freaking amazing. With level 10, like we said, the Unite move is unlocked, and you see it has quite a large area and a really good distance. When you put this attack down, all the Pokemon are shoved into the central and then damage is dealt. Like I said before, it's amazing for group fights, and you have some amazing crowd control to fight over Dreadnought or Zapdos and to turn the tide for your favor. So always wait for this move, because it can be quite tricky to land it properly, but if you have the chance and you put it down right, it's an amazing CC and damage dealing move. And of course, we also have a passive ability. In this case, this is Synchronize. When an opponent inflicts decreased movement speed or a damage of a time condition on the Pokemon, the same is inflicted on that opponent. This ability goes on cooldown after it's triggered. It's quite a nice addition, so if someone tries to slow us or deal some additional damage with dots, we can copy this effect on the enemy Pokemon and try to use it with an escape pod, for example, to get some more distance and to escape the fight and maybe rescue our situation. And like we said, the basic attack, every third attack gets boosted, and when the boosted attack hits, the special defense is decreased of the enemy Pokemon. So with the special attack type of Gardevoir, we have the possibility to inflict more damage and to snipe down enemy Pokemons faster. Let's now have a look at the battle items available. In this case, I have to say the eject button is the one to use. Gardevoir doesn't have any dash ability besides the teleport at the beginning, but of course we lose it. So it's very important to have something to get some distance if the situation gets quite tricky, because otherwise if some melee attacker gets us down, we have a hard time to escape. And before we go on, this is the perfect place for the question of the day. Which Psycho and or Fairy Pokemon would you like to see in Pokemon Unite? My favorite would be Alakazam, more precisely Kadabra, because I didn't have somebody to exchange Pokemon in my Gold Edition to evolve it, so I always started Kadabra with level 100s. But anyway, let me know what's your favorite in the comments down below. And after this sad little story, let's have a look at the held items. My to-go combination would be Body Barrier, Focus Band and Wise Glasses. Why is this? Wise Glasses give us a special attack bonus and, based on the level the item has, an up to 7% bonus additionally to all we get. Focus Band helps us, especially in the early game, because we gain some defense and special defense, and with the healing we can survive quite squishy situations at the beginning, because, like you've seen, Ralts isn't very effective to fight up until level 6 with the first move, so Focus Band can help us to improve our game in the early times. Last but not least, Body Barrier, because we get, depending on the level, up to 600 HP, like you see I have it on level 20, so we have 400 plus HP, And when we use our Unite move, we and the weakest ally Pokemon, I think you have already seen Body Barrier in action, gets of course a shield. And that's a very good combination when fighting against Dreadnought or Zapdos when you should pop your Unite move. So with this you can get some more survivability and in the best case secure the fight for yourself. If you want to go a little bit more glass cannon, you can replace Body Barrier with the more increasing special attack item Special Attack Specs. So of course you get a flat amount of special attack bonus, and depending on the level you get an increase of your special attack every time you score a goal, up until 6 times. So with this you can get even more damage out of your Psyshock or your Future Sight, and with this combination you lose a little bit of survivability but have the ability to inflict even more chaos on the field. With all this said and we've seen what moves Gardevoir has to use in the fight, now let's have a look at some situations and how we can use these attacks effectively to secure the fight for us and to bring our team to victory in the Pokemon Unite match. Like you see, it's very important to be on point in the early game, because with only Confusion and Teleport we don't have really any offensive abilities, so we have to try to teleport back if we are in danger and try to farm as quickly as we can. So it's very important to try to get the Corphish in the middle and then at minute 9 the Corphish back at your side and even fight over the Vespies in the middle. So in this case we could take the Bulbasaur and we had the possibility to score the 30 points in, and this was a crucial move, so I got to level 6 and then we finally got Psyshock, and with this we could start to make some damage. And here was the moment we got Dreadnought down. So we got to level 8 and we unlocked Moonblast, and you see this poor Slowbro doesn't have any chance to stand against us. So we see Lucario at the goal, we hit him with Moonblast, he is stunned, and like you see we hit 2 or 3 times, you couldn't see it right there, with our Psyshock, and again with Moonblast in the bushes. Even there Psyshock didn't hit, but again a 3rd time with Moonblast, and Lucario didn't stand a chance to get away, so we had the possibility to score. And this situation shows why I emphasize getting to level 6 and 8 respectively so quickly. Lucario and Mr. Mime are tracking us down, and in this case we attacking with Confusion and Psyshock against together with our teammates, and they didn't stand any chance because the burst damage alone of Psyshock combined with the attack from our teammates destroyed them, and in this case we could quickly secure the fight on the lane. Keeping some distance with Gardevoir is key. Like you see, Lucario is tracking us down, we can stun him with Moonblast, even he tries to attack us, but again a Moonblast stuns, and then a Psyshock again with the movement, because it stays in the same distance, we can destroy him and then even have enough chance, I don't know why I hit the Moonblast there, to get back and to be safely and secure at the goal to reload for another action. In this scene you see some action of the Unite move. I even didn't hit it properly, but it was enough to suck Zero Aura in. With this we could destroy him, and again with Psyshock and the team we had enough burst to just destroy the enemy, and this is the key of playing Gardevoir. You need to track down the enemies, stun them, suck them in, and then burst them away, because if they get in your near distance you are destroyed and you can't leave if you don't have eject button, for example, on cooldown. And in this fight I want to show you that even Gengar doesn't stand a chance. We hit him with Moonblast and then Psyshock, Psyshock, Psyshock. The cooldown is almost ready to be used again. We are at Zapdos, we could clear the fight, and with this, with the additional damage output, we can get him fairly quick and so secure the battle for us and win the whole match. That's the key point of Gardevoir. You see, keeping distance, playing a gas cannon, and then win the fight. One last tip I want to give you while playing Gardevoir: try to learn aiming the Moonblast and to hit opponents in their way. So you can predict the movement, and when they're stunned you have the perfect possibility to hit with each Future Sight or with Psyshock, depending on what you want to go. Like you've seen, I've mostly used in this case Psyshock, but both are viable options. What I wouldn't take is Psychic, because the stun is so much more important than the additional AoE, so it's always 100% taking Moonblast with you, and with this combination you are really prepared to win and fight on the Pokemon Unite stadiums. As you can see, Gardevoir can, if a few things are followed, like the safety distance and the right timing on the attacks, stun Pokemon in certain situations and clean them up in a few moments. With this you have, especially in the mid and late game, great potential to stop opponents from the goal, or what currently has the highest priority, stop them in the Dreadnought fight. Gardevoir definitely gets an anime wow from me. Great damage values, the combos are satisfying to use, and in the endgame it's just fun to bump one Pokemon after the other into the enemy's base. That was my guide to Gardevoir. If you have any further inputs, let me know in the comments. And I hope you haven't forgotten our deal from the beginning. You remember, if you can get into the fight with tips and tricks, then leave a like and a subscription, so the videos can get more attention and more people become part of the community. So, now we've talked enough. Time to hunt down some Pokemon with Gardevoir. That's all I have to say. My name's Kay, thanks for watching and see you soon.